Hola, amigos. Hi, good morning, and welcome to Money Maketh Man. I'm your host, Orogbinije, aka OG, and you don't know this, but this is about to be your new favorite show on Nairametrics. I'm sure you're wondering, what is Money Maketh Man? So, on this show, what we do is that we tackle all those untold, difficult adult discussions around money. Because let's face it, money might not be everything, but money is a lot of things. And in this life, you need money to make money and do better and grow up. So let's get into today's topic. In recent times in the political and economic space, I think mostly the trending thing is the tariff wars between Trump and its neighboring countries. So since Trump was signed in or inaugurated as the 47th, I think, president of America, he's been really clear about tariffs and focusing on American-owned companies. What I have noticed is for the first time, other countries are responding and reciprocating the same energy. So what does this mean for the future? Are we going to see new trade alliances? Are we going to see free trade between other countries? Is America going to lock itself in terms of trade? So we're looking towards that. Also in the political space, yesterday, Kemi from the Conservative Party of the United Kingdom spoke about the proposed changes in the migration laws in the UK. So before, I think it was 5 to 10 years to get your indefinite leave to remain and your passport, but now it's taking 15 years, and that 15 years is still conditional. So a lot of migrants from Africa and Asia are really going to be affected by these changes. What I would say about this is that this just means that governments need to look in and do better so their citizens don't need to run to other countries and become second-class citizens and be treated like, that word. I don't want to say it on here. But yeah, so we need to do better, especially in Africa, so our people don't go as slave for 15 years just to be maybe given a citizenship and be treated as second-class citizens. But that's just, beginning just. Let's get into the topic of today. A few weeks ago in the office, we had this conversation about what is financial intelligence. And it was a conversation of me and like 4 or 5 other colleagues, and everybody had something to say. Some people said financial intelligence was the ability to always double your income, increase your income. Some said it was the ability to keep your money. Some said it was the ability to invest. Some said it was just the ability to always have cash flow. For me, financial intelligence is basically maximizing your earnings at every given time. It's not about how much you earn, but what you do with what you earn and how well you do that. So for me, it's from what you make on a monthly, weekly, daily basis, however you're paid, you can save, invest, grow your assets, and still have disposable income. And yes, this might seem like a lot, like, Nigeria is hard, cost of living is high. But the truth is, like Adam Smith, the father of economics, said, the human wants are endless. So the thing is, at every time, we have to prioritize and know what our needs are and what our wants are and what we should do. My auntie always says this thing, something is better than nothing. She will tell me, or even if it's 5K every month, do you know that at the end, if you save 5K every month for 12 months, you have 60K at the end of the year? Do you know what 60K is? This is what she tells me. And this is honestly what gingered me to start my savings. So there are different ways to save. You can have, obviously, with the savings apps, with interest rates. Luckily, the current CBN government is increasing MPR. So your MPR is the monetary policy rate, which directly affects your interest rates. And because of inflation and they want to remove money from circulation, interest rates are way higher, which encourages people to save. So interest rates are double digits now, between 22 and 25%, depending on the product that you're looking at. So yes, you can start with money market funds. For money market funds, you can start with as low as 1,000 naira, and you can increase it as time goes on. You can also do regular savings products. So you have your carry wise, your piggy vest, double by sterling, etc. You also have shares. So for shares, you could do rice vest, bamboo, Cardinal Stone, Mary Stem. All these are people who create products for people to invest. For assets can be from art to land to, IPs, because intellectual property is also an asset. So if you have a great idea or a great concept, you buy, or I don't want to use the word buy, but you can actually register it as your IP, and that generates money for you. But for me, like I said, going back to the conversation of what is financial intelligence, maximizing at every given point. It's from the little you have, from, let's say, a copper. The new NYSC allowance should be 70,000. I'm not sure if that's what's being paid right now, but news is it's 70,000 based on the minimum wage. So yes, so as a copper, you have 70K. You should be able to squeeze out maybe 2 to 5K every month to just keep aside for savings, not for rainy days, because the truth is rain they fall. I said, if you're saving for rainy days and you just think any small thing, you chuck your hand inside, rain go fall. And I understand that different people have different situations. From some people are paying rent, they're paying school fees. Some people are living with families. Some people don't have houses. Some people have cars. Some people are using public transport. So yes, circumstances differ. And that's why financial intelligence or finances is not one size fits all, because there are different situations. Minus that, your age affects you. So me being a Gen Z, I can decide to risk it all and put all my money or savings into one product or one project. If it sinks, well, I'll cry for a few months, but I can get back on my feet. But for a pensioner, they can't take that sort of risk, because if that sinks, what happens? So generally, your risk appetite is higher when you're younger. Another thing can affect you is your responsibilities, from having kids to your siblings or your parents or whatever your situation at home is. That also affects how you manage your funds. Another thing that could affect you is just your personality. Some people they just don't see why you should invest. They just like to see their money. They don't want anything too risky. They don't want anything that would take even 1 naira out of their money. So sometimes you lose money to make money. Sometimes you lose money and you lose money. Sometimes you have to, take a leap of faith to see, high risk, high reward. It differs from person to person. And when we had this conversation in the office, going back to the original conversation that started this, we also realized that the concept of financial intelligence is subjective and not objective. But we all agreed that as a Nigerian, there's a worldwide recession. But Nigeria, there's an inflation plus the worldwide recession plus, us being a consumption economy. And the dollar rate is really affecting us. Things are becoming ridiculous. The other day, I really like grilled cheese. I just want to say that. And those pack of 10 slices or 10 packs in your grilled cheese, I think is presidential, a bit cheddar. Those 10. So before it was like 2K, then it went to like 3.5, then it was like 4.8. And sometime in December, I was like, oh, let me make some grilled cheese. And I went to the store to get grilled cheese, or to get cheese for my grilled cheese. Let me not say to get grilled cheese. And I saw that this pack of cheese that I have been buying between 2.5 and 4.5 was 8,800. And I said to myself, I'm cuckoo lactose intolerant. So what's the point of this cheese in my life? Is longer truth. So yes, this is how it affects everyone, but it is a conscious effort. And I would like to encourage everybody listening to this to key into the drip effect. Rome wasn't built in a day, and little drops make an ocean. So you might be thinking, and I know a lot of Nigerians have this mentality where they feel like, oh, if you don't have big money at once, your savings or your investments can't make anything for you. And I disagree with that. I believe like it's a gradual process. The billionaires, millionaires, the retirees, the big uncles and big aunties and big daddies and big mommies you see today, they didn't have it from the get-go. They were probably doing worse than you are doing now when they were your age, but they started. So I encourage you to start. I encourage you to save in money market, to save with any product you like, fixed deposits, dollar fund, I encourage you to invest. So you can buy shares, you can buy stocks. If you have enough money, you could become an angel investor. That's another way to also grow the ecosystem, not just in fintechs or tech companies, but any company, any infant company that's growing, looking for funding. If you have the money, you can actually invest, be it manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, fashion. Fashion is also another amazing industry. The dress I'm wearing was made by my friend in Nigerian. So yeah, so you can invest across different borders. Speaking of shares, I would like to tell you guys how shares work. So if you also some weeks ago, one of my friends asked me, "Oh, okay, or how do shares work and how do I make my money?" So in Nigeria, average shares go between maybe 5 naira to 100 naira, depending on the company, averagely. But there are premium companies who have premium shares who their share price per unit is like 900, 1,000, some moving up to 5,000 naira per unit share. The way shares work is you are a shareholder, meaning you own part of the company. It's like they take a whole company and they break it into tiny bits. And you, as a consumer or as a buyer, you buy some of this. And when you buy, let's say you buy at 3 naira per share and you have 10,000 naira. So if you have 10,000 naira and you buy at 3 naira per share, so 1,000 shares would be 3,000. So 10,000 will be about 3,200 shares. Let's just say 3,000 shares. So with 10,000 naira, you can buy 3,000 shares in a company that is selling at 3 naira per share. After you buy this, companies have fiscal years or a whole financial year. Different companies have different times. Some are January to December, some are January to April the next year, depending on the company. But when you're buying the shares, you can read about that. That's side point. So now, if you bought at 3 naira, and at the end of the financial year, a share is now 5 naira. So you have made 2 naira on each share. This is how dividends come in. So the difference between the price at when you bought and current price is 2 naira. And you have 3,000 shares. So 2 times 3,000 is 6,000 naira. And now you have made 6,000 naira on top of the original shares you bought. And that's how dividends are paid. Yes, you may say, oh, that's too small, but you can also reinvest, grow, and continue to buy more. It's not just about growing your money. It's also about creating a diversified portfolio, taking risk, and, buying shares across time. You can become a majority shareholder. Therefore, you can start making major decisions that can improve the company, especially if you are interested in that industry or that company, or if you are an ethical investor, you can decide that you want to invest in some certain type of companies that do some type of good. Some people don't invest in companies that are into alcohol or tobacco because they don't stand for that. So that is also part of it. Like I said, financial intelligence is not one size fits all. And, this is all I have to say for now. We would come back with more interesting, exciting episodes. We'll talk about each and every single thing relating to money, adulthood, and so much more. I can't wait to see you guys on other episodes. Thank you for watching it and making it to this point of the video. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. My name remains Orgbinije, aka OG. And until the next episode, bye-bye.